This is Emily with Emily Jo Yoga, and today we will be doing a low and slow Hatha practice. As always, you are practicing in the body that arrived with you today, so please feel free to modify or amplify as your energy or physical body requires. And feel free to use your props in any way that supports your practice. Don't be limited by what I demonstrate or cue through. Be as creative as you can be. We're going to go ahead and get started in a comfortable seated position. Maybe cross-legged, but you sure don't have to. Give yourself some room to breathe. So we're going to sit up a little taller, collarbones lifted, maybe roll those shoulders up, back, and down. And then we'll start to draw some deep, long breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keep that breath going. We'll go ahead and draw chin to chest, and moving with the breath, we'll inhale to one side. Next inhale, come back to center, and exhale to the other side. And we'll keep that going. Inhale, center. Exhale, roll. Inhale, center. Exhale, roll. We'll come back to center. Go ahead and raise the arms. Let's let that right arm come down. Left arm reach up and over. Maybe you look at the sky. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. We'll go ahead and come up to center, move into a twist. Left hand to right knee. Twist under the ribs, around to the right side. You could look forward, to the side, or back. And with control, release center. Exhale to your left. Right hand to left knee. Twisting under the ribs, keeping that posture upright. Deep breaths. Inhale, center. Hands up and to the knees. We're going to do our cat and cow seated today. So for our cat, we're going to round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, draw chin to chest. Hold onto those knees as we scoop through our torso. And then inhale, exaggerating the movement, lifting the heart, drawing that gaze upward as we arch through the back. Exhale for cat. And inhale for cow. And keep moving with the breath. All right, we'll come back to neutral, and we're gonna move into a lunge. So we're gonna take the right foot forward, left foot back. And you might find it helpful to use some blocks. If you have shorter arms like I do, that can really be helpful. If you need extra support under the back knee, you might take a blanket underneath your back knee. All right, we're gonna stretch that right foot forward and just hold this low lunge here for a little bit. And you can move back and forth. If you prefer, you could do this up off the mat, back and forth. Up to you, holding and breathing. And we'll move into a little flow series of stretches down here on the floor. So inhale, arms up. And then as we exhale, we're gonna drop the right arm down by the right hip and stretch that left arm up and over to the right side. From here, we'll inhale back up, and then hands behind the head. We're going to twist under the ribs over to the right side. Release that left hand down to the mat or the block. Take that right arm up. Revolved lunge. And we'll go ahead and take those hips back for our half monkey, half split. So that front leg straight-ish, hips over the back knee, one leg out from each hip. Good. Go ahead and swap those legs out. So we'll take left foot forward, right foot back. Good. And you could lift the back knee if you prefer. You can push back and forth, whatever feels good. Typically we cue knee over ankle. It's actually fine to be behind or even to have some forward flexion. Your body does that when you step upstairs or up on a curb. So that's normal functional movement. But you want to find your best support for you. All right, next up is that little flow. So pressing through the front foot, we're gonna lift the arms up, lifted lunge. Let that left arm relax down, right arm up and over toward the left side. Inhale back to center. And twisting under the ribs, hand behind the head. We're gonna twist over to your left. Good. From here, we're going to take right hand down to the block or the floor. Left arm up to the sky. Good. And exhale back. Hips over knee. Stretch into that front leg. Good. All right, this time we're going to bend forward. Tuck the back toes, step to your standing forward fold. Remember, you can keep the knees bent. We want the hinge to be at the hips rather than the mid-back. Spine lengthening, crown of the head pointing down toward the floor. And we'll inhale, roll up. Knees on top of ankles, hips on top of knees, shoulders on top of hips. From here, we're going to move into the front half of our sun salutation A. So the upright part before we step back to plank. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Roll up or soar up to the sky. Arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do that again 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Find the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Upward salute. Hands to heart. Good. All right, we're going to move into our warrior series. So we've got warrior 2, side angle, reverse warrior. Go ahead and inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Step that left foot back. Drop the heel to about 90 degrees or whatever's comfortable for your hips. Bend into that right knee. Inhale, windmill up, shoulders over hips. We're gonna make sure that right knee's open. Half the body weight into the left outside foot. Arms actively reaching in opposite directions. Gaze over right middle fingers and breathe. Option to melt down as low as you want without leaning forward. Warrior 2. we're gonna go ahead and take right elbow to right knee, or right hand to the mat or the block, and left arm straight up to the sky for side angle pose. Remember not to dump your weight into that right shoulder. Keep the foot firmly pressing, strong leg muscles pulled toward the bones, and cores engaged to support the lift. Inhale, back up, reverse warrior. Relax that left arm. Sweep that right arm up and over. Good. And we'll exhale, cartwheel out. We're gonna do that same series on the other side. If you want to, you can add a flow here. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. And step that left foot between the hands. Drop the right heel. Windmill up. Warrior two. This knee's open. Half the body weight, knife edge of the foot. Arms actively extended. And we breathe. Take left elbow down to the knee, right arm up. You could also have left hand down to the mat or the floor. And cores engaged. Inhale all the way up, reverse warrior. Relaxing right arm, sweeping left arm up, around and back. And then we go ahead and cartwheel out of this, either right to down dog or plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We're gonna move into lizard and pigeon. So let's take right foot up to the sky, stack the right hip on left, drop that right heel toward your left hip. Weight stays balanced in both hands. And then we're gonna pull right knee into the chest and step that right foot between the hands, low lunge. So right now, we're in our lunge. We're gonna move the right hand to the inside of the right foot, heel toe that right foot to the edge of the mat. You can stay right here. You can drop the back knee. You can have your hands on the blocks or your mat. You could stay lifted, or you could come down into forearms. It is your lizard, your choice. We're gonna move into our pigeon pose. So relax that back leg, lift the heart, be ready to use your props here. We're gonna heel toe right foot to left edge of the mat. And then we're gonna get off of our left kneecap onto the thigh. You might consider flexing that right foot, and you could stay right here, or you could lower down. If you find that you're leaning to one side, that's an indication that you could benefit from a prop to provide support so you can keep those hips square. And feel free to lower down. Forearms, or even walking those arms all the way out. And slowly, with control, we're going to go to the other side. So all of those shapes on the other side. Tucking the back toes, stepping back to down dog. Go ahead and pull left foot between the hands. Ready with your props. And I'll add in my bolster on this side. So left hand to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe left foot to the left edge of the mat for lizard. Lifted or lowered. Feel free to keep those arms up or lower down to forearms on the mat or the block. So I've got that bolster under the thigh, so my weight's going into the bolster rather than the intensity of the stretch into the hip flexor. Go ahead and lift the heart. Heel toe, left foot to the right edge of the mat. Coming to pigeon on this side, you're going to notice those differences from side to side. Honor them, don't judge them. Off the back kneecap, I've got the bolster underneath my hip, so it's keeping the hips square and lifted. And you could just stay upright, or you could lower down, blocks, mat, forearm, forearms, arms extended. And you can stay here as long as you want. Otherwise, we're going to step back to that down dog and do that down dog split I forgot on this side. So, left foot back in line with the right. We're going to press that right foot down, lift the left leg up, stack the hips, drop the heel. And then go ahead and take your feet back down in your down dog. Knees to the mat, big toes together, hips to heels, child's pose. Go ahead and pull forward to all fours. And then we're gonna melt the heart just a little bit in our puppy dog pose. So we're gonna walk those arms out. Keep those hips over the knees and let the chest press down to the floor. Maybe drawing forehead to the mat or chin. Finding that stretch in the shoulders. And then moving to today's inversion, we'll do our peacock prep pose. So we'll come up onto forearms here, tuck the toes, and take the tail to the sky, kind of like down dog, except from our forearms. It's called dolphin. Our forearms are parallel to each other. Our gaze is between our arms or between our hands. And then our chest is pressing toward our thighs. So dolphin is a prep pose for forearm stand or peacock pose. If you feel compelled, you can flip those legs up to the sky. Sometimes it's helpful to have a wall behind you. If you feel like you've got a little bit of growth before you feel safe flipping upside down here, you can walk those tiptoes toward your elbows. And that's gonna help prep you. Still engaging the core, pressing the belly toward the thighs. You could play one leg up, other leg up. And when you're ready, knees down, big toes together, hips to heels. All right, we're gonna come to a sit. We'll do our bound angle, soles of the feet together. Heart lifted. From here, you might hold your feet open like a book. Hinge forward and fold down. You're gonna lift back up. Take the soles of the feet to the floor. Come down onto your back. From here, we're gonna heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat and let the knees fall in on each other. And you might notice that relief or release in the outside of the hips and legs. Arms could be at a T or goalposts. Now you're welcome to go to Shavasana, but if you're open to a little bit of playfulness today, we'll do our supported bridge pose for our final relaxation. I should have brought my blocks with me. So I'm gonna have this block ready. You could use a pillow or anything handy to place under the hips to support them. So tucking one shoulder blade under and then the other. That creates the platform for our body weight. Feet firmly into the floor, gaze straight up at the sky, and we'll exhale as we peel the hips up off the floor, but instead of working the core and holding tight here, we're gonna take that block under the sacrum and then release the weight of the hips down into the block. So this too is an inversion. It's great for low back pain, low back tension, and hip release. Now there's a posture called pontoon that is an amplification of supported bridge, so you're welcome to explore it. Level 1 would be extending one leg long and noticing that hip flexor stretch. And you can stick with doing one leg at a time if that feels best. But if you'd like to explore the next step up, level 2, you could extend both legs out and see how that feels in your front body in those hip flexors. Is it good? If not, get out of there. Nobody needs that mess. You can stick with one leg or just stick with your bridge. All right, now keeping in mind that I said this will be our final relaxation, I want to make sure you're in a posture that feels the most supportive. You might lower that block down a little bit more. And just let yourself be heavy. Stop holding tight. Let go of expectations and let go of your breath. Relaxing the muscles of the scalp, face, and jaw. Gently, we'll press the feet into the floor, move our supportive prop out of the way, pull those knees into the chest, rocking side to side and back and forth. We're going to take our hands to the back of our thighs And gently rock up to a sit, whatever's comfortable for you today. From here, let's raise those arms. Draw those palms together, down through to the heart. And we'll take 3 last breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And if you like, you can bow. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you received what you needed.